What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk a little bit about our right tackle, Braden Smith. And here on this channel, we talk a lot about him. A lot of people that have been on this channel for a while know my opinions on Braden Smith. And I think he's a good football player. I want to start with that. I think he's a good football player. Obviously, who he is as a person doesn't get questioned here. Okay, that's not what this is. I talk about football. I talk about things that happen on the football field. Okay, he is away right now dealing with a personal matter, and it seems right. He missed 1 week right with the Patriots week, and then the bye week happened, and he's still out with the personal issue. And Shane Steichen said that he's not sure if Braden Smith's going to be back with the team this year. So whatever he's got going on, obviously very serious, whether it's some sort of health concern with him or somebody in his family or, whatever it may be. I don't want to sit here and go over all the speculation. Obviously, just hoping that him and his family and his situation, whatever's going on, hopefully everything ends up being okay. Obviously, that's all we hope for any of these guys and for anybody out there. Just want everybody to be okay. So from that aspect, right, he has some personal stuff going on. So from that aspect, of course, hope he's going to be okay. But for the matter of our football team and what's going on, it's like the future's now. I've talked in the past about how going into this offseason, it sets up. In last offseason, we had an out with him, but we ended up keeping him. And but this offseason, his contract is set up to have an out after the 2024 season. And so I'm just at a place now where it's like everything we've talked about, now we're here. We are now in the future. Matt Gonsalves got drafted. That's the right tackle of the future. Bernie on the left, Gonsalves on the right side. And that's going to be the future around Anthony Richardson with Bortolini in the center, right? That's the plan, right? And Quentin Nelson until he retires. And then, right guard, we'll see what happens there. But for all intents and purposes, with the Colts in their situation at that right tackle position with Braden Smith seemingly has taken his last snap as a Colt. If he doesn't play the rest of the season, then Braden Smith has seemingly taken his last snap as an Indianapolis Colt. I'd be very surprised if we brought him back with his injury history, with missing time due to personal matters, for whatever those personal matters may be. It's the contract that he has in the time that he's not on the field, even before any of this personal stuff, like over the years. That's why I wanted to get rid of Braden Smith in the first place, is because over the years he's just missed so much time due to injuries, right? And this is the NFL, and he's played through a lot of injuries too, which is where he gets some leeway from me, is because he does play through injuries until he just can't do it anymore. So that's commendable, but he's always hurt. And offensive linemen, that's life for a lot of offensive linemen. They're always dealing with something. That's the NFL. Everybody's always dealing with something. But again, when you really go and you're really looking at the situation, Braden Smith has missed a lot of time for us. Braden Smith has been making a lot of money for us, right? You look at his contract. Just know that in the description, there's a link for Green Gridiron where you can get mini helmets or authentic NFL helmets, okay? And make sure to use the discount code INDSYN at checkout and use that referral code down in the description so that they know I sent you, okay? So again, go to the description. Holiday season coming up. Mini helmets, mini helmet accessories, helmet accessories, whatever the case may be. You want it for you, your man cave, a loved one, whatever the case is. Mini helmets and authentic NFL helmets can be found on Green Gridiron. The link in the description. Again, that is code INDSYN for the discount code. I appreciate you stopping by, and now let's get into the video. He had a full contract value of $70 million. 32 of that was fully guaranteed, so almost half of it. We're making $17.5 a year on average. His base salary this upcoming season, $14.75. Without Braden Smith on the roster next season, it doesn't matter. Pre-June 1, post-June 1, cut or trade, it doesn't matter. As long as he's not on the roster next season, we save $16.75 million because there's no guaranteed money. That's why the contract is set up to have an out. Okay, this is a negotiation year. Hey, we're either going to bring you back or we're not, but it's going to be decided through this season. Okay, and going into 2025, he'll be 29 years old, so he's still under that 30 threshold. And this is a guy who we drafted in the second round, 2018, bringing him in. And he was good for us, right? A guy that played guard. We transitioned him to tackle, and he played well for us, well enough to get a big-time contract. But really, since he got his contract, between injuries and play on the field, he's been inconsistent. There have been different times where he just hasn't been the Braden Smith we know and love. But again, a lot of that's because he's hurt. He plays through injuries, which is great, but it's also a detriment, right? So we're just at that point where, you know, Braden Smith, his time as Colt seems to be done. And again, the future is now. And again, just hope whatever's going on personally. That's where we're at. Whatever's going on personally, just hope he's okay. He's obviously a great guy. He doesn't have social media at all. He's a very, you know, quiet to himself, keeps him and his situations very private, which is what I expect for this. I don't expect any news to come out about what he's dealing with. I expect it to stay in-house and very private because that's who he is. And again, just hope he ends up okay, whatever his situation is, whatever's going on. Hope he comes out of it okay. And I'm sure he'll land somewhere else. A good young player, still seemingly pretty young at 28 years old, going to be 29 going into next season. He can go be good for somebody else, but I think for right now, we're looking to invest money in other places instead of the offensive line. We're going to have a lot of guys on rookie contracts on that offensive line, a rookie or a quarterback on his rookie contract. So we're going to be able to allocate money into a lot of different places this upcoming offseason with moves like this, getting rid of Braden Smith and opening up some money. We'll take on $3 million in dead money with him not on the roster. But again, you open up $16.75 million. So that's the move going into next offseason. Of course, like to know what your thoughts are on this. Do you think Braden Smith, you think we'll give him next year, even though he doesn't have any guaranteed money? Do you think we'll keep him on the roster next year? Or is it time to find a way to move on, whether it's cut or trade? Do you think we should move on from Braden Smith? Let me know your opinion down in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys. And of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime we have any more content dropping on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.